Let me know if you're able to see my screen.
We can able to see.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. So today will be the last session for this course. Maybe it will be repeated again in the next week onwards, next month onwards. But with some new courses or new syllabus to be added, as I got informed from Lohit, or maybe with some details, hands-on. Maybe someone told me yesterday for step function and all. So this kind of stuff, so quick hands-on for 15 minutes from the AWS console itself. So that kind of thing should be there. Maybe I'm assuming for the next courses and all. So yeah, let's complete today's session with the rest of the stuffs in Git, and we'll discuss if there is any stuck point for entire session, or if there is any feedback from your side to which other things needs to be covered and which particular things to be focused more now onwards, whether you have already faced interviews and you want to just want this kind of knowledge much more than that topic. So this kind of steps you can quickly discuss within 5 or 10 minutes in the same meeting today. Okay, so let's quickly start the session for today. So today, rest of the part of the Git I'll be covering. So till what thing we have covered yesterday, we did not create a branch. Actually, when practically we are using particular project for Git, so there we should be having Git branches. So why we require branches? In the main branch, there is a main branch, which is a default branch. Okay. So if we are not supporting itself the Git stuffs, maybe another support team is supporting, or another for Git related stuffs, another particular admin related team is there. So they have created only the main, the repository. The repository comes with the main branch only. Okay. So based on how much developers we are having in our team, and based on our work, we can create separate branches. Maybe we have multiple works for the same file structure or folder structures. We have to work parallelly. Someone is working some other module, and some person is working in other module of a particular project in the same repository. Then if the work is parallel, then they can create two separate branch on that one. Actually, when it's a big project, thousands of developers, not thousands, hundreds of developers are working. Then maybe not only two branches, there are multiple branches they're covering with on that stuff. So that's why we need to create the branches. And how it's look like. Will be creating. Okay, I have another picture. Yeah, there's a master branch or main branch. We can say this one, and a developer is just created this particular branch for his or her activity, development activity. When everything is fine, they need to deploy the thing in higher environment. Before deploying the stuff, they need to merge the thing in the main branch. Okay, because our main motto is to commit or to release or to deploy the main branch only. So that is for our development purpose. So when everything is done, we need to merge it over here. So the same picture I just trying to see over here, show over here. So this is merging stuffs. Okay, sorry for that. I haven't changed the name. Okay, so while doing that, actually I am just working on that one. So while merging activity, I'll be doing the merging activity. What I have to do, I have to switch my branch first. So that is the first command, git switch branch. Switch master. This is the master branch. So this is the command, git switch. Then the main branch or master branch, what is the name? I just have to switch it over here. And then I have to merge. This is the feature branch. Okay. So git merge feature branch. That means master branch, what is the extra thing in feature, that will be merged over here. That particular commit should be done over here. Okay. So this is the merging concept. So sometimes while doing the merging part, we can have the merging conflicts. And why this kind of stuffs can occur? Because maybe two developers are working in a same project. and two developers are working two different branches with the same file. There may be a lot of folder structure. Maybe you are working in a Java project. Okay. So there are lots of files in a particular project, but two persons are working in the same file in different branches. So when they are going to commit or they are going to merge it, anyone who has already merged successfully and other one did not pull that updated one from others developer, but he is going to merging it, then that particular merge conflicts can appear. Okay. So when he will going to merge with the same command, then he will be finding a error that is for merging conflicts with the error which file is having which conflicts. It will be showing in the window at the git bash. Then, I mean, to resolve this kind of stuff, he need to open that file. He need to discuss within teams, and he need to discuss which particular things needs to be modified, because maybe at the final decision, whatever the new developer has done, that can be the correct one, or that should be existent only. And the other developer, whatever he has been done, maybe this is not correct and that should not be finalized at the deployment side. So which one is required? Maybe both of the things will be required. Someone is working on the styling part, so change something at the same file. Someone has changed other thing, content part, but both of the things should be there. Then we need to keep both of them. So I mean, to resolve this kind of margin conflicts, we need to open the file. We need to just think about the thing. I mean, think about the topic, what should be stayed over there. So we just have to mark it. I mean, we need to commit and we need to merge it again based on the final decision. But I mean, we need to take whether to remove the conflicts of the document, add your changes and make the commit. I mean, whether, I mean, the decision should be just like this. We need to check the conflicts and we need to decide which particular change should be there, or both of the change should be there, or neither any of the change should be there. So this kind of stuff, so we need to take decision from our team and we need to commit the same thing in the main branch. So this is the particular thing. Even we can stash the thing as well. Maybe in the decision they can tell neither of the changes is required. Just ignore the changes, the final changes, which is causing the merging conflict. Then we can, there is a keyword called stash. So that particular stash we can also do. Just remove the last changes and it should be stayed till to the committing last committing state. So git stashing is another keyword we can see over here. Changes reflected to the last, I mean, to the destination branch, git only let switch potential conflicts. So this is the same cause I just told you. For conflicts, if the particular thing is there, we can stash it. The command is git stash. Stash will help to save changes that you are not yet ready to commit. So till it was committed, it will change. I mean, that kind of things will be reflected. After that, in the main branch, whatever we have done, that should be discarded. Okay, so stashing is one of the important part as well. Till now, any doubt for the merging activity and stash, anything? Okay, hopefully no. Now till, I mean, whatever we have covered, it's Git. There's a difference for Git and GitHub actually. That particular stuffs I have already covered yesterday. Just a quick introduction. So Git, till now, whatever we have worked it on Git bash. So I introduced you one by one commands running from Git bash. It's a terminal command from your Windows system. And by working on that one, you can, I mean, do that particular stuffs in Git. You can commit your project. It can be merged with your main branch and all. So, but I mean, in our practical project, we can use GitHub or GitLab nowadays. This kind of stuffs. So, what it is exactly? So, Git is the software. I mean, on top of the software, GitHub is also been built. But the main difference is actually it's been written over here. Git is a version control software that runs locally on the machine. No internet is required. Nothing to register for the account. So Git, for simple purpose, we can install it over here. I mean, Git bash should be there. There will be no issue. But no account is there. No particular internet is required. You no need to, I mean, pull or push anything at the portal side. Okay, so Git Bash is the main software. But nowadays, if you're working in the corporate sector or any enterprise solution, there maybe, I mean, when the developers are working, it should not be controlled within your own machine. So that's why GitHub is there. It's a service on top of the Git. They are using Git's functionality in a portal itself. So the portal is working like a cloud. We can store our code there. Thousands of developers are also taking that particular code. From there, they are creating separate branches. They can modify their thing and pushing the same thing in the main branches. This is the concept. And for that one, someone is choosing GitHub, someone is choosing GitLab as per their project requirement. So GitHub, it's a service that hosts Git repository in the cloud and makes it easier to collaborate with other people. Okay, so we need to create an account for GitHub in a portal. So each of the enterprise solution, they can maintain this kind of GitHub portal at their network. Okay, so I'm working in a different clients, so they have their own GitHub. I mean, in the network they have to configure their GitHub. We need to have a login credential for GitHub, and a bit difference. I mean, the main thing is the same. Whatever we have done in the Git perspective, but nowadays there are lots of software or I mean GUIs available. So if we are not quite comfortable with Git bash commands, just like Git stashing or this kind of stuffs, then there is graphical interfaces and which are very much helpful actually. Even in the GitHub portal, we can do lots of things. There is option for merging I mean merging the things and all. But there are lots of software just like GitHub Desktop, source tree, tortoise. So this kind of GUIs is there, so we can easily pull the thing, push the thing, and everything. I mean, it's very much easy. Stash the thing. I can quickly go ahead with some GitHub concepts, whatever we are doing at the enterprise solutions and all, and that should be our final goal for Git. So for GitHub, I mean, if we are working as an enterprise, what we have to do? We not only, I mean, we have to clone the particular repository which is there in the cloud. We can clone that thing in our local system. Okay, so there is lots of option. So in some project, we have to work. Okay, this the motto is we have to pull the things in our local repository. What is there stored in cloud repository? We have to pull the thing. Whatever file structure is there, we just have to clone everything from the portal to our local, maybe in C drive, D drive, in your documents and all. So you have to clone the thing over there. And if you are a developer, on top of that cloning stuffs at your local, you can develop the things. Okay, if any code changes is required, you can change the things, and everything is done. You can save the modified version in your local. Then it's time to push the changes at the portal itself so that everyone can see your code. Your manager can see your code at, I mean, for that particular branches over here. Maybe you can create a new branch for your purpose. Maybe it's a decision, no need to create the new branch. You can directly push it to main branch. Anything can be done. So the same thing, you need to push it at the staging first. Then you need to commit the change at main branch from your local. So whatever changes is there at the local, can push it at the main branch. So this is the enter steps. But I mean the quick there is two more thing I'm just want to say over here. So this is the git command. The same thing you can do from git bash terminal itself. It's git clone and the particular URL, the portal URL. You can just paste it over there, and if you just enter it from which drive you are just running this particular command, in that drive the repository folder will be downloaded. Okay, the same thing you can do from a graphical interface user software. If you have source tree, there's a clone option. A clone button should be there. If you're using any other, just like GitHub Desktop, there's a clone option, and then you have to put the target drive at your local. It will be taking this thing from the source, I mean, the particular portal from the source side, and it should be pushing the target local system only things is required your credential for logging into GitHub. Okay, it should be required at the middle. It should be asking for the authentication, and you have to push those kind of parameter. Just this is the thing. While pushing your changes, you have to, if you are working from the git bash terminal command, this is the command git push the remote. Remote means that particular portal where you have to push it, and the particular branch, which branch you need to push it. So this kind of stuffs you need to pass if you are just working from git bash terminal. Otherwise, from the GUI interface, there is option that whatever you have changed at the local, there is option for committing it and pushing it to main branch. So it's, I mean, totally clicking on the buttons. That's it. Okay. And fetching things before pushing it, you need to fetch it from the local. Maybe you have cloned the thing over there, but someone changed it. Some other person, some other developer already changed the thing at any branches. So you can pull the thing or fetch the thing. There is a difference between pull and fetch. I'll be just quickly go through that one. Fetching means the same thing. I mean, whatever the thing is there at the, I mean, remote, that means in the portal GitHub, that's will be fetched and it should be updated your local clone. Okay. It will be, I mean, if you are using any graphical interface, it will be showing us 15, I mean, just like 20, 15 or this kind of number. And the fetch option should be there or pull option should be there over. I mean, it will be highlighting you that there are this kind of changes has been done, which is not there in your clone. So just you need to click on the button, or you can quickly type this command, git fetch the remote. Remote means the remote portal, GitHub portal. If you just enter it, it will be fetching everything and your clone should be up to dated with the main branches. So when it's been updated, then you can make the changes. Otherwise, if you do not fetch it, what should happen? The conflict should be appears again. So to, I mean, resolve the conflicts earlier at the earlier stage, this is one of the good, I mean, practice. Before pushing anything, you need to check if there is any change or updated thing at the local one which you have already worked. So just update the thing. I mean, just fetch the thing, whatever you are working, fetch it, update it, and push it. Okay. Now there's a small changes between what is fetch and what is pull. Going to the next slide, that should be clear. Okay, git pull. The command is almost same, git fetch and git pull. And git pull is, git fetch is for, I mean, we are taking the main branch's image to local clone system. But git pull it's not for the local only. Suppose I'm working in another branch. Maybe it's a test branch. Okay. So I'm taking the thing from the main branch and updating the thing at the test branch. So it's not updating the clone one. I mean, it's from cloud to cloud with a different branch. That one I can say. So pull and fetch, this is the difference. Fetch is taking, I mean, it's the target is our local clone system. And for pull system, the target is the branch at the remote side. Okay. Is there any difference? I mean, is there any doubt, whatever we just learned till now? Okay, hopefully no.
Nothing. Yep.
Jay or Monica, I think you already worked in Git. Jay, you are working in a project, so I think you are aware of that stuff.
Yeah, I worked with Gate for the version controlling.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay, okay. I think that's clear. I mean, that should be helpful for who is just going to join or, I mean, if there is anything. In a particular, I mean, this and those are all the concepts. Maybe we are not using the merging stuffs as well. In our project,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
practical,
We
yeah, I'll
didn't
be
get
just
a chance to
covering.
use it.
Yeah, I'll be just covering what I also faced from my personal experience as well. So it's not exactly the whole stuffs. Even we are not merging the branches all the time. So this is the ideal scenario actually we should do, but all the enterprise
Mm.
should not, I mean, check with this kind of stuffs. I'll be just quickly go through that stuffs as well. After quickly completing that stuffs so that you can also have some idea. Okay.
Sure.
So
Sure.
git fetch and git pull it's completed. Let me just check what is there in the next. Okay, git pull and merge conflicts. That one just I told already. So if this kind of stuff occurred, we can stash the thing. There's stash button inside, I mean, on top of the GUI. But with not to do the stash part, the best approach is pull everything or fetch everything before you are pushing the thing. So maybe you are taking 10 days for a code to be modified. So that 10 days, there may be multiple changes, small changes has been completed from other developers. So check their changes first. So before deploying the things, just pull everything, check the changes, whatever you have done, manually type, I mean, manually change that particular part at that file and push it. Then no kind of merging conflicts will be there. But if the conflicts should arise, it will be showing you what are the changes, the lines that is causing that conflicts. You need to check that one and you need to fix it from your side. Okay. So going to the next slide. Okay. So there's a quick example that till now what I'm explaining for this GitHub thing, we are cloning the stuffs at our local and pushing the changes at the local. Then we are pushing the same local updated cloning repository to the main branch at the remote side. There is another option, we can directly work at the remote side as well. We do not have to clone it. Instead of doing that, we can directly connect with Git and the remote Git actually in that particular portal side itself. So we have that features in the new IDs, I mean, new features at the ID side. So just like this is an example of screenshot from PyCharm. We are doing a code in Python. Okay. So there is option, there's a click on VCS, Git option should be there. You can connect to the portal, Git portal, and with the particular branches as well. So the best approach for that kind of thing is create your own branch, not exactly the main branch. Create a branch which is the same copy of the main branch first. Okay. And connect your PyCharm with that particular new branch. So you are pointing to the new test branch where you can modify everything, commit the changes, and if everything is fine, you are good with the code, then you can push the same kind of changes from the test branch to your main branch. Okay, the thing would be, you are bypassing downloading everything in your local. You are doing everything at your remote side. Okay, so this kind of stuffs are there as well, and people are practicing this kind of stuffs. Everything is in remote. No need to clone the stuffs and this kind of scenario. I mean, people are neglecting that kind of stuffs because of less kind of work. You can also do that stuff. You can clone the thing. There is a file option, open project, and you can put the clone copy as the open project option. That should be also be done. But as of now, we can bypass this thing. No need to download everything at your local. Instead of doing that, you can directly connect to the Git and open your project from Git. Which branch is required, you can just take that particular branch and go ahead with your own way and push everything in the whatever there is Git, your new branch, push it to main branch. There is such option. You can see pull, push. Just you need to take into consideration which branches you are pushing. That kind of stuff is very much important. You need to, be cautious on that one. Maybe you are just doing some testing part, you have changes it, and while checking out from which branches you need to push it, you just find that it should be your test branch only, but accidentally you have pushed it into another one's branch. It should not be your branch, but you have pushed it into another branch. Then it should not be reflected at your test branch, or anyone's development activity can be affected. So this kind of stuffs, you need to be cautious. You need to check which branches you are currently working. It should be showing at the right hand side, this corner. It would be showing which branches you are currently tagged with. So that kind of stuff, you just need to be a bit cautious. Okay. So those are the new
Sure.
stuffs at the PyCharm side. And okay, okay, nothing is there as of now. So those are all the concepts which we are using. But I have such experience that we are also using some GitHub. This is all the practical purpose as well. So we are using a release branch. We are not merging into the main branch. And in the same release branch is tagged with a GitHub the Jenkins pipeline. Okay. So those are for auto deployment in the environment. So whatever we have done the coding part, maybe we are creating some table, create statement is there at the particular file system and all. So there is a DevOps pipeline. It's for CI/CD automated thing is there, and that can be done from the DevOps engineer and all. So we just have to do some few clicks, and it's already been integrated with the release branch. And whatever we have, just built, that can be deployed in the respective environment. Maybe it's in dev, it's in QA, it's in production. So this kind of stuff is the general scenario nowadays. So we are not going to deploy the thing. Whatever code base is there at the GitHub, we are not taking the thing. We are not taking the main code at the database level to execute the thing. That should be done by another tool, which is called GitHub. The DevOps pipeline. The automated pipeline system is there. Even it's compliant one as well. No one actually in the corporate, over there, we do not have the right permission in the table. We do not have the admin privileges for creating a table, dropping a table. Because if we were dropping a table, that may cause a severe issue for the other team members or in your project as well. So, but that particular guys who have designed the DevOps pipeline, they have that power in that credential for admin privileges. They can create or drop the table. So if we need to create or drop the table or anything related to DDL, DML, we can push all the codes in GitHub and we can run the pipeline. The pipeline will be doing all the stuffs that we require from our side. We do not have to do manual things. Okay, and everything should be pushed into the respective environment. That's all the concept actually we are doing nowadays. Hopefully that is the same thing for you, Jay.
Yeah, we follow the same.
Okay, yeah, nowadays they are following this kind of stuff. If it is a big project, they're calling the DevOps persons as well. They're designing the DevOps side, and this kind of automated things are going on, and it's also compliant one. And whoever is designing the thing, they're not responsible for deploying the thing, because if there is any deployment issue and developer quickly change the thing again, so this should not be ideal one. So we need to check it a single go at the development side, and the other stuffs, QA, UAT, production, so that can be done by other team members or other tool. It's totally independent of dev team. So this is the concept, or maybe compliance related stuffs. Has been practiced from the big companies and all, and they're following this kind of practice. So those are all the stuffs for versioning part. We just covered in today's session, and I think those are almost sufficient as per our practical knowledge and all. Now, those are all the things that I just covered in last 1 month. For the data engineering perspective, the basic stuffs to be, understand, or if you are going to have an interview, or if you have a quick touch base on what the data things are doing. What is the requirement of the data engineers? Why we are required in the particular IT industry? So, and what are the basic things? SQL, Python as a thing. There are lots of stuffs. Actually, in crash course, we are not able to cover that kind of stuffs. But maybe in the next course onwards, we'll be covering this kind of stuffs. But if there is anything from your side we need to cover with more deeper way, you can tell us, Jay or Monica, if there is anything. I found you joining in the regular basis. That's why I'm asking you. But if it's for all who are checking the video, or who will be checking the video later. So if there is any other thing, because this kind of session will be repeating in nature, maybe next month or January onwards, not sure. I'll be discussing with Lohit again. And if you requires any other session or any in the particular topic to be go ahead with more deeper way, can quickly tell me over here if there is anything.
From my end, Saptik, so whatever the basics we have covered, I'm pretty much good. So throughout our sessions from day one, so I can say that I got some basic knowledge on everything which we have covered. So obviously
Okay.
we need to go deeper in the say. So I'll do from my end actually. And as you said, if Lohit and you decide to go deep dive into the each subject, that will be great.
Yeah. So my plan is actually from the cloud perspective. Actually, for SQL, the basic or almost all the stuffs we have covered. So for a basic data engineer, they can query on top of the data. Maybe for the big queries, it's they're not quick. I mean, having a good experience because all the things are basic, simple. But I'll be trying to go ahead with some coding. I mean, with store procedures or PL/SQL blocks and all. Maybe a few days, maybe 3-4 days in the next sessions. And
Mhm.
basically, what I have just checked for AWS or any cloud practitioner things. I mean, if anybody is totally new and who is not able to understand what is the console is, then I'm just trying to have a console access from Lohit and their team. If I have that particular access, then I can quickly go through that topic and quickly hands on the top of that thing, so that each component should have a basic idea. I mean, why we are using that stuffs and how the things are going to look. Maybe Azure or anything. It's not possible for AWS. Maybe next session we can quickly cover Azure stuff. So I'll be discussing with the same stuff with like Lohit, if we have some credential like that one, so that we can have some deep dive on that thing too. Because I mean, yesterday we got to know from, I mean, someone is having some interesting part on step function. I know that thing, but we cannot able to display the thing over here because I do not have a console access, or just like a lambda function. We can quickly show just like typing the same thing what we are typing in the PyCharm and typing just print hello world over there in the console, AWS console by a Python. I mean, by the lambda function to show them the compute power and how much dollar it should be uh, imposed on running particular stuffs. That is, I mean, I have the wish to show everything from the console itself. I'm just looking forward with Rohit and their team so that we have better experience in the next honor sessions. Okay, then.
Yeah, that will be great, Saptik.
Yeah. That should be great. Actually, from the cloud perspective, it's not only for a technology, it's all about the costing part. Actually, people also, I mean, who are new to the cloud, they're deploying the particular uh, component, do not knowing the particular cost involved with it. The client, you are just throwing the cost in front of them, they will be surely pay that. But if you checking the thing with cost effective way, you can save money for customers, that you can show that I have saved your $100 for this month by choosing this component. So this kind of efficient use of cloud component, that should be done only if you are going with hands-on. And this is very much important as well. Even in
Yeah, I
future, if
completely
you are
agree with you, Saptik.
architect at
Cost
the cloud
reduction
side.
plays main important role in every organization, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
while
yeah.
in the cloud itself, the cost reduction is more important, and it is the priority thing to deal with every aspect. So I
Correct,
completely agree
correct.
with you on that.
Correct. Even if you have the console access, frankly speaking, even I worked in the cloud because, I mean, but I do not have much component knowledge because our project is limited to those components only. That's like 5, 6, not 5, 6, I guess 10, 12 components. But there is lots of components are going to deploy daily basis. There is some quantum knowledge. I mean, on top of, I mean, there are also machine learning, that kind of stuff. But our project is not going to have this capability as of now, is a static one. But if we have console access, you can also raise for yourself. Just you need to put the credit card details over there and just check the pricing before purchasing any product. And if you want to learn anything, you can have your own credential and just quickly learn the thing from the portal, what it should be doing, and just quickly have a go through on top of that thing. So this is the common idea. So cloud is that particular stuff. So earlier we are not able to going at the database installation and all. It is a tough one. I'm not sure how to contact with the database management system where I can found a data center. I need to contact lot of things. But in AWS portal and all, it's very much simple. Everything is in your hand only. Even sometimes I thought about, I mean, without buying or purchasing a new laptop for new configuration, I can buy the things from, I mean, for some perspective or for some purpose, I can quickly purchase the thing from the cloud side. When my purpose is over, then we can quickly stop or can shut down that thing. That should not be chargeable. That should be on demand basis. So yeah, that can be done. It should be as your purpose, but the people should understand what cloud is and how we can efficiently use that particular stuff. Okay. And that thing, I mean, we have covered everything for today's session. Maybe this course is completed today. And I'll be checking with Lohit for the next session when that should be started. And a Merry Christmas for all of you. Enjoy your holiday. And best of luck for your project. And hope everything is fine at your side too. So
Thank
thanks.
you, Suptik. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for the assistance and all those things. And
Yeah.
happy weekend. Happy
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah. Same
Thank
to
you.
everyone. Happy weekend. Merry Christmas.
Thank
Thank you. Bye bye.
you. Bye-bye.